Welcome to Spain for the 13th and final round of the AF1 Championship here in 2021. We're here at this 3.5 mile, 10 turn circuit for a 53 lap race tomorrow. But first, we have the practice and qualifying highlights. Here are the DRS zones. There are 3 of them on the track, which will make overtaking very easy. Tomorrow, Sector 1 is quite simple, very long straight, but going to that incredibly fast right hander at the end of it. Then Sector 2 includes a chicane and a long sweeping right hander at medium speed. And the final corner is a set of straights with DRS zones and a very short hairpin at the end of the track. 2 speed traps at the ends of the fastest points on the racetrack. But first, before we go into qualifying, of course, the practice did have quite a lot happening in FP1. We saw a spin for Max Verstappen, managing to do a full 360 and keep the car going in a straight line afterwards. A very nice save from him. And then, unfortunately, a big crash for Nikita Mazepin, as his ass slammed into the wall, going into the chicane. Rear first, front followed, right side of the car was demolished. Thankfully, he was okay. In FP2, a small impact there for Nicholas Latifi in the braking zone as in-lap would slow down his session. As you can see, the car only just brushing the wall, managed to get away with it. And then a huge impact for the Haas of Mick Schumacher, who was pitched around by George Russell and hard into the barriers there at the chicane. Once more, just as earlier in the previous session, the other Haas, Nikita Mazepin, had the same problem. Esteban Ocon was very lucky to get away with this, as he spun off into the gravel and managed to get away with it at the very fast, very fierce turn 4. And then Sergio Perez, an incredible lap, fastest of the weekend, even faster than qualifying. And then we move on to qualifying. Charles Leclerc had a very scary and very brutal crash going through the aforementioned turn 4. The car snapping away on the way in, and not really much he could have done as the car completely went into the wall left side first, destroying the left side of the car. Leclerc would start last as he had not set a lap time at this point. This was at the very start of the session, and that would end things there. Q2, Sainz would have a nice save, a half spin, and Alonso would have an even better save out of the same corner. Daniel Ricciardo would then spin in Q3. Very lucky to get away with that without much of a problem, but that would not help his qualifying chances, as that would ruin a set of tyres. But it was Lewis Hamilton once more getting pole position. He was fastest in all 3 qualifying sessions, really looking like a championship run from Lewis Hamilton, the championship leader going into this final race. Will he be able to convert that pole position to a win and to the championship tomorrow? Let's find out. Here is your qualifying results. Hamilton on pole from Lando Norris in second place. Verstappen, Bottas, 2 more championship contenders on the second row. Stroll, Alonso, Perez, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, and Gasly round at the top 10 with 2 AlphaTauris on the 5th row. George Russell, Esteban Ocon, Sebastian Vettel, Carlos Sainz, Kimi Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi, Schumacher, Mazepin, the 2 Hasses, then Latifi and Leclerc on the final row of the grid. Here are your 4 title contenders for tomorrow's race. Hamilton, 168 points, then Verstappen, Bottas quite far behind, and Perez is a long shot. You're watching Alcinasia AF1 2021, round 13 practice and qualifying highlights, and I hope you enjoyed.